Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Picnic Table Chat Show. It is episode 13 of season 8, and I am really glad that you've all joined me here tonight on a Thursday night instead of Wednesday because last night, if I'm completely honest, it got to about, what was it, like 10 past 8, and I was like, oh my God, look at the time. And it just, yeah, the day got ahead of me yesterday. I can blame it mainly on the sun, to be honest. It's absolutely beautiful out. Don't know if it is for you, but for me, it is nice, clear, beautiful skies, and obviously surrounded by the ocean. I've been wanting to get out over the last few days, so I have been out and about a few places. I have been doing a bit of filming as well, so there's some videos being edited. We have got some more outings as well planned, which are going to be super cool. Some super good videos planned. A VIP backstage access somewhere, which is going to be super cool for us to film and show you all. So yeah, on about the heat, make sure that you are obviously yourself drinking lots of water, but make sure that you're giving your aunts and other inverts lots of extra water at a minute, making sure that their water bowls and water towers are topped up regularly because they will go a lot faster than they were in the winter or normal heat. And if you're only spraying, they might not even get the chance to drink before it evaporates away. So yeah, just make sure they're getting every chance to have as much water as possible, and also lots of extra food. You do same as humans, our metabolism will speed up in the heat. We're using more energy, expending more energy, so we need to make sure we're eating regularly. So yeah, top up those feeds, especially if you've got a colony like this. I actually decided not to feed them tonight because we're going to do a big pork chop feed in a day or so as soon as I go to the shops and get some more pork chops. So this is just them, like on a normal day, not even food. This is just them having a wander back and forth between the tanks. There's quite a few ants. I don't know if someone wants to try and count them one day, but to be honest, you'd never know because they go back and forth. Like you'd never know. There's no way of knowing how many ants are in this tank now, but quite a few, I believe. Quite a few. Oh, so outings in the sun. Talking of outings in the sun, we are going out on this Saturday to a event on Portland, our local Portland. It is called the Family Fun Environmental Fair, I believe, and it's absolutely brilliant. There's going to be loads of different things, all to do with nature and the environment, bee crafts, and lots of free stuff for the kids to get involved with. And you know how I love that. So we're going up with a big educational stall. There will be a few bits and bobs to buy, mainly beginner stuff. Um, but it's mainly an educational store just to have a bit of fun, really. Come and see what inverts we have. We're taking more than just the ants. We'll be taking a whole range of inverts, including tarantulas, millipedes, um, ants, obviously. What else did we decide on? Isopods, mantises, um, assassin beetles. We're going to take a huge range with us this weekend. It's going to be great fun. Um, so yeah, if you're in the local area, do pop on over because it's a free event, and why not? Why not? Speaking of events that we're going to, we have also booked in a few other events into our calendars. Obviously, we have our Bristol event. You can see the details there rolling at the bottom of the screen. Our Bristol event is in August. Now, what am I going to do after August? So that's what I was thinking. So November, is it November, October, whenever Halloween is? October. I think Halloween's October. Right, so Halloween, we are booked into a show for Halloween. It's going to be absolutely awesome. We will be going in fancy dress, I expect, because it's Halloween. And I can't really remember much more details than that. But it's the show that Incredible Inverts is setting up. It's going to be absolutely amazing. It's their first show setting one up as well. So I wanted to support them the way that they supported me. They came to one of my shows. So I really wanted to get to theirs as well. And I'm really looking forward to it. It's going to be a great day out. So yeah, pop on over to that. Obviously later in the year, I'll be releasing more news and updates and whatever as we go. Yeah, there'll be geckos and frogs. Yeah, I always forget to say. I'm used to saying my. um, Yeah, oh, that's what I was going to say. So I've updated on the actual website. I've been spending a bit of time updating things because it was a little bit out of date, as always. On the news and events page, you can see all the upcoming events that we have booked into. We are also booked into one next year. I know it's a long way ahead, but the first ever Bournemouth Bug Show. Obviously, it's in our fairly local area again. It'd be absolutely ridiculous not to be there. So we are going to be at the Bournemouth Bog Show next year as well. Absolutely looking forward to that. We're going to get over to a few more events in and around the country, as and when we can, obviously. But it's brilliant to start to get out to more events because obviously we've just been doing ours lately. I will be going to the Invert Show in a couple of weeks in, I believe it's Milton Keynes. I'm not going to be trading at that show. I'm just going to be attending as a guest. It's going to be great fun. I was going to go stealthily and not tell anyone, but screw it, I am going. It's going to be great fun. So if you want to say hi, I will be about. Give me a little message if you're going. We'll meet up and have a coffee or something. I don't know. I don't drink, so coffee is the best I do. You can have a beer, I'll have a coffee. Whatever. I'll have an energy drink more than likely, like this one in front of me. Ha 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 ha. Not that I'm recommending to drink energy drinks because that would just be bad. Anyways, what else have I got? Right, I think that is about it for all the events we got coming up off the top of my head. So our events are obviously well in the works for next year as well. Trader forms are now available. So if you are one of our traders and you are watching this, feel free to send me a message if you're interested in one of our forms for next year. All 3 shows are now available. And you'll have more details than anyone else gets at this point because you'll have all the venues and stuff, which I haven't released yet, I don't think. I don't think I have, anyways. But yeah, it's going to be good. We've got some really cool stuff planned for next year. In fact, I'm not going to go into it yet. We'll have to wait until after the Bristol show, much like I did for after the Weymouth show. But after the Bristol show, I'll be releasing a lot more information about next year. But you can already find those dates on the website. On a couple of different pages, including the homepage, because I know some people like to plan their days well ahead. I do, especially when I go like 300 miles. I like to plan it really well. I cannot wait for the Bristol event. We've got some absolutely fantastic stuff. The entertainers that are coming, I don't normally tell you about the entertainers because it's something that I was trying to keep quiet, really. But now we obviously do entertainers at every show. That is something that's been noted, and it's something that we're going to continue doing. Our entertainers coming to the Bristol show are going to be absolutely phenomenal. They come highly recommended to us, and I've managed to book them, and I'm really super excited. So if you're into, say, Batman and things like that, you might have a chance to meet Batman at the show, and he's quite a decent Batman. So bring your kids along. You can meet Batman. It's going to be good fun. There will obviously be media coverage at the show as well. So if you don't want your photo taken, try and avoid the cameras. They won't be everywhere, don't worry. You will obviously be able to see them well before they get you, hopefully. That's just Bristol College have agreed to send some students basically who are enrolled on their media studies courses and things like that. They're going to come take some photos for us, much like they did at Sheffield. We think it's really good to have them there. Gives them an opportunity to increase their profile, and it helps us out as well, being able to use the pictures. I don't have a chance to run around with a camera all day, so it's really helpful to have someone else doing it for me. I'm just going to have to turn my light on because apparently I'm going to be sat here running off. No, I'm going to go eco-friendly right now. We're going to go without lights, right? I bear in mind I have a lot of lights in this room anyway, so even when the lights are off, it's quite light. But normally I sit here with my main office light on as well, but I'm not going to tonight. We're going to go eco-friendly. It's a Thursday. I don't know. If you haven't yet, do make sure that you grab some of the raffle tickets. They are available on the merchandise section of the website. You do not have to attend the show to win. Literally just get your tickets online. We'll post out your prize if you win. It's as simple as that. It's like an online raffle, but we'll be during the raffle at the show. We're planning to stream it as well. I have started working out on the technology side of it because that's something I always sort of fail at. I always plan to just use my phone, and then it gets to like time to do it, and then my phone's on like 10% battery or something, and it just does not happen. Or I'm off doing something else random and whatever, it doesn't work. So we've worked on getting technology sorted to just stream it properly, which would be super exciting. Um, so yeah, do grab your raffle tickets. There's some brilliant prizes. The Bristol Aerospace Museum, I'm super excited about that one. There's like a gift voucher towards laser tag, loads of cool different invert and ant prizes, obviously, like a millipede starter kit. There's some really cool prizes there. Gift vouchers from both myself and Aunt Davy, ant colonies, all sorts of cool prizes. So do grab your tickets. You got quite a good chance of winning at this point, I will say, until the draw. But yeah, grab some tickets. They're only £2.50 or five for a tenner. So, not a bad price for what you might get. And it all helps the show, obviously. What was I going to talk about? Oh, yes, there is something that I was going to mention, actually. Oh, there's a beetle coming across the bridge. Hello, Mr. Beetle, or Mrs. Beetle, whatever you might be. Just casually walking over the ants. Like, that's quite impressive that it's managing to do it. Oh, he's gone the wrong way. He's going up. He's going to have to come back. There's nothing up for the beetles. There's not even a bioactive tank. When they go up, they end up in like the amphitheater. Now, that's not a place you want to be because it is literally an amphitheater of death and eating for the ants as well. I do a lot of the feeding because you see a lot of the bioactive tank where I feed the big bits, but I do a lot of the feeding in the amphitheater as well because it looks super cool. I haven't actually had a chance to get some really good footage of it because mainly the reflections, to be honest, are just awful. But it is super cool because all the ants are like tearing things to pieces on the amphitheater. It does look cool. It does look cool. Yeah, Paul, you've seen it. He's gone the wrong way, hasn't he? Let's be honest. He's going to get to the top and be like, damn it, turn around. And then he's got to come back. Here he comes. He's coming back down. He's got to come back down like a vertical, like, branch. Are we calling this a branch or a bridge? He's got to come back down this vertical thing here. And yeah, I wouldn't want to be him. It's covered in ants as well. I wouldn't want to be around that many ants. I suppose he's used to it, but I wouldn't want to be there. A bit of a nightmare, isn't it? So something I was going to say, I keep meaning to say, there is someone that's contacted me. They are looking to rehome 2 ant colonies. Now, I was told what they was. One of them was a Japanese colony, and one of them was something else. They are both of a not massive, but they're both a fair size. In I believe Wakushi setups, in a bioactive sort of setup, in a Wakushi setup, they're looking to be rehomed. Now, this lovely person isn't looking for anything monetarily wise. She's looking for sort of a trade like isopods or something like that. Preferably isopods. That's her newest thing. So if you have got a load of isopods and you might be looking to trade some, for an ant colony, get in contact with me. I'll get you in contact with her because she is a nice enough person. We like helping out nice people, and obviously isopods for ants. If you've got isopods, she's looking for some. Whatever, get in contact. It's out there. I said that I would ask, and I said I'd allow her to post about a couple of times and whatnot. But yeah, why not? Why not? I mean, I'd have them myself if I had more space. Yeah, you wouldn't want to be that beetle. No, I don't. Like, you see them climb over it all the time, and I just think they're absolutely nuts. Like, sometimes you look in and they're just like getting covered in ants, but they just don't care. They just don't care. They just keep walking about and doing their things and whatever. Oh, there you go, Rose Donna. Well, if you've got isopods that you're willing to trade, I could definitely put you in contact with her and see if you can come to some sort of trade. Like I say, she's a nice enough person. Otherwise, I wouldn't say to get, I wouldn't connect you with someone that I haven't thought was a nice person. You know what I mean? But yeah, she seems like a lovely person, and she's just sort of. She got ants before she got into the isopods. And now she's found isopods and really fallen in love with them, which is fair enough. I have no idea, to be honest, based on. I spoke to her a bit about what one she wants, but not massively, because I knew it's not really something that I can do at the moment. But I'll definitely put you in contact with her. She might even be watching. I did say to her, in fact, I'll give her a quick message now. So if the stream is really bad quality, that's 2 seconds. Well, I've just told her to go on and have a watch. So she might well join on the stream in a second, which would be nice to welcome on someone new as well. I won't say names until she appears, and I'm like protect people's privacy and all of that. But she might well appear, and like I say, it's a good deal. It's a good deal, and we like helping people out, so why not? What was I going to say next? I hope everyone's had a good look on the website lately. Like I say, I've been doing all sorts of little updates. We've got rid of a few pages. We've squished other pages onto other pages and just made it a bit like smoother, a bit more nice again. But we've also added some more products. We've got 3 different types of mantis on the website. So other cool new stuff coming on the website as well. I'm working on all sorts of things at the moment. So do check out the website regularly over the next couple of weeks, because you'll see some changes. Some things you won't notice unless you really sort of look through. Like on the shop, you won't necessarily notice all the new products unless you go through everything one by one and know it quite well. But there's going to be lots of little changes and lots of big changes as well. And all the care guides, I was really proud of myself. Before the Weymouth show, I went through and I got the care guides done to every ant species I owned, everything, every species that was on sale on the website. I had the care guides for done on the website. Happy days. And then I bought a load more stuff. I was like, oh my God, I got to do it all again. So I started writing out the care guides. Thing is, when I do the care guides, I do the care guides on the shop. Then I go into the aftercare section and go do the care guides there, link it all. It's a long old process to add like one singular product. Good evening, Mantis Garden. Thank you for popping in and saying that. That's great advice. I won't repeat it because you already done it for me, but thank you very much for popping in and doing that, Mantis Garden. How are you, buddy? Busy? I expect. I did watch a video. Obviously, I think we spoke on comments, didn't we? Busy, like me. It's nice to be busy, but sometimes it's nice to have 5 minutes to breathe as well, isn't it? But it is what it is. It is what it is. I'm sure that's a song. Isn't there a song about it? No, I have no idea. I'm going to have to work that one out. I don't know. But really annoyingly, you had to pop in someone else's stream. I am. Yeah, no, I'm not that offended, actually. That's fine, man. Thank you for coming in after. It means a lot that you came over from theirs to mine. Yeah, we have 0 time, but right, I'm working on it, right? I'm going to ask the government to add a few extra hours every day. We've got to put some rockets into the earth. Put some rockets into the earth facing the wrong way, so it sort of slows down our spinning around the sun, or slow us down a little bit. Add a few more hours to each day. We'd be all right then. We'd be even more tired, but it would be all right. I could do 32, maybe 40 hours in each day. That would be spectacular. Still 7 days a week, Still got to have a Sunday off for those people to do that. But yeah, I think 40 hours a day would be spectacular. Then I could work for 16 hours and still have time left over. That'd be amazing. get so much more done, wouldn't you? I'm just thinking about it. That'd be amazing. Everyone would hate me for doing it, I'm sure, but I would be in heaven. Um, what was it? I said I've got some really cool videos in the works. I do actually have 3 different videos that I'm working on right now. I've got the script I'm writing for one. It's I'm not going to tell you about it actually. It's about the snake, which is going to be for more time in bed. Yeah, all right, antisocial. So I can't do that. The minute I wake up, which is like 5, half 5, I'm up. That's it. Like I have to get up. Like I might go back to bed a few hours later and have a little nap, but I am up at that time. I can't lie in bed. Like, I suppose it's from back when I spent lots of time in the hospital. I just get so fed up lying in bed. I'm just like, right, I gotta get up, get doing something, get in the office. Even if I'm just moving from out of the bed to sat in the chair, I um, just like getting out of bed, I suppose. What was I going to say? Yeah, that's it. I got the video I'm doing. The script is about the snake. So there's going to be a snake video coming out, which is really cool. We don't do snake. Obviously, a snake's a new thing to me. I'm still getting used to him. I'm still not very good at getting him out myself. Holding him's fine, but it's getting him out is still a little bit iffy. But yeah, we're fine. Hasn't been any issues so far. We're going to try him on fuzzies next, which is going to be super exciting. Slightly bigger food source for him because he is getting quite hungry. But yeah, Steve the Snake is awesome. So we've got that video that I'm working on and a couple of other videos. Like I say, we're going to have a VIP backstage sneak peek access, whatever you want to call it, to something coming real soon. So I'm super excited about that one. Like I'm planning that one out. Because I'm only going to get one chance to go in and film it, like which is really rare for me. Normally, if I don't get the footage I want, I just wait a bit longer and I can normally get the footage I want. You know, the ants, they're not going anywhere, they're in my tanks. Whereas this, I've got like one chance, so I'm like planning it out already, what shots I want to take. And it's going to be a good video. If it's not a good video, I'm going to be really disappointed in myself because I've just wasted a great opportunity. But yeah, it should be great fun. Be great fun. I'm excited. We've got some really good opportunities at the minute, actually. Bristol radio station is going to be having us on. I'm not going to say when. Oh, good evening, Mark. Thanks for popping in, buddy. Bristol radio station's going to be popping on as well, which is what Bristol radio station is going to be having us on about the Bristol event. I'm super excited about that. Going to get interviewed by someone else. Obviously, I've done loads of interviews with other people, especially on this chat show, but I don't often get interviewed. I do always get excited when I get interviewed because one, I love talking about what I do, and two, I love talking. Sometimes I don't shut up for ages, as we all know. So it's gonna be good fun. I gotta try and rein it in, not go off topic. That's the hard thing for me. Is like, well, oh dear, as we all know from how I do the chat show, like I can be talking one thing and go completely off topic on another thing. Good evening, DJC. These are polyracus dives. They are going across a bridge section, which connects, well, actually 3 tanks. There's one on the left side, one on the right side, and one above. So this sort of connects all 3. There's quite a lot of them. It's a very large colony. Matt, remind me what I just talked about because I've already forgotten. Ha! That's good, isn't it? Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. No, I've completely forgotten. You're going to have to remind me what we're going to have to sort out, Mantis Garden, because my memory's awful. Oh no, about the radio? Yeah, the radio. Yeah, see, I got it just as you told me. I remembered. Um, yeah, it should be good. I might have to sort that out sometime. Yes. Yeah, give me a message. We will have a chat about it if you want. My favourite ant species, now that is always a debatable subject, but it's one I don't actually own. It's the proper army ant. I absolutely love them. I love the way they just destroy everything, completely control their environment, change their environment to suit them. They're nomads as well, completely nomadic. So they don't really set up a nest. They destroy everything in a localized area and move on, basically. It is absolutely brutal the way that they are. And I absolutely love them. But they're not really a colony you can keep in captivity because of the way they are so destructive. They will eat everything within like a 10-meter radius every day and move on to the next 10 meters. I just haven't got that much space at home. Not yet, anyways. We're going to own a zoo one day and take over if we could take over like a massive warehouse, tear up the whole floor, turn it into glass, then maybe, and then put a zoo on top of it. I don't know. I could dream. We do have lots of really cool colonies here. Obviously, we've got the leafcutter colony, these Polyrhacus dives. We've got the Asian bullet ants, Terronium. Let's name a few of these colonies. We got Mesostructa, Mesobarbarus, Mesa, starting with the A that I can't pronounce, Mesa minor, Lasius niger, Lasius flavus, Lasius emigratus. We got Camponotus nicobarensis, Camponotus japonicus, Camponotus ligis, ligapet. I can never pronounce it. Come on, guys. We've got Monomorium floricolor. We've got Monomorium Chinese. I can't even remember what's in that one. Monocaruba, Manicarubida, another Mesobarbarus, Camponotus cosmicus, Formica ruthobarbarus, Formica fusca, that Formica sanguinii, Tetramonium bicars. What we got behind there? I can't even remember what's in that one. I think that one's another Ruthobarbarus. Can't remember what's in that one. That's another Fusca colony. Can't remember what's in that one. So we've got quite a few. Good evening, Norfolk Animals. Thanks for popping in. Starting a mantis zoo with your new room. I think you are, Mantis. I think you've actually got more than most zoos would have. I think yours is like yeah, we'll go with zoo. Otherwise, we're going into some dark realms. Yeah, I mean, how many have you got, do you reckon, all in all, Mantis Garden? A few thousand? I bet that takes a while to feed and water. How are you? We'll have to talk privately about it, really, but how do you go about keeping them all hydrated in such a heat? Do you literally go around every day and spray every single one just to make sure, or are they generally all right for a few days after a spray? What's your sort of techniques? Because it's a lot to maintain, like 1,000 odd mantises, and in this heat, if they go into molt and it's too dry, you know what I mean. So what sort of tactics have you employed in this heat with those numbers, if that makes sense? I had some Mesobarbarus in a test tube, but one day I went out, the test tube fell. Still don't know why, and they died. Oh no. Yeah, that is very sad. It does happen. I mean, there's things out there now, like little stands you can put them in, and I find the little box outworlds are really good because you put them on the end of your test tube, and they can still live in the test tube and whatever. In fact, I basically do tubs and tubes with most things. Tubs and tubes, again, you'd stick the test tube inside of a larger tub so they can use the tub as an outworld and forage. I tend to put sand in there so that it can't roll for exactly that reason. If I don't use sand for, like, if I'm doing monomorium, because they're such a small species, any sand at all, and they will dig in it, I do blue tack. Simple as that, just blue tack it down. And on the on my ant shelves, on my stock shelves where I keep all my hundreds and hundreds of test tubes, I have test tube racks, which we actually sell on the shop. They are vibration proof. They do reduce the sound, but obviously not all the sound around it because it doesn't surround it. But Yeah, you can fit one, two, like 5 or 6. I think it's 6 test tubes on each rack. They're stackable, which means they're really good at confining space, and they stack really tightly together. And like I say, they're just really helpful. So that sort of thing that might help you get a doodad. Didn't have enough for an outworld. Buy a bigger collie next time. So yeah, that I mean, if you've got a small colony, just 5 or so workers, or even up to 2 workers, you can use one of the small box outworlds. They're like a foundation chamber, which literally is just a tiny little box that goes on the end of your test tube. Or again, just the tubs and tubes set up. You can do that from a singular worker, or even the semi-claustral queens do really well in tubs and tube setups as well. That's how I do 90% of my colonies are in tubs and tube setups, just because it is easier until they get to those much larger stages. You know, my Nicos are in a proper setup, my Tech Bs are in a proper setup, but most of them will remain in tubs and tubes. To be fair, I'll probably sell on most of these colonies as part of the shop at some point, and I swap them out for the next set, you know, and I let them grow a bit more. That's sort of how I keep myself interested in new colonies all the time, because I've always got one going out and something new coming in. Do the racks have a lid? They don't have the lid, Rose Donna. And I tell you why. When they stack together, they they sort of form a lid for each other, if you know what I mean. But the top one will always be exposed. But if you were to put like a separate lid on it, I think it would affect how close you could get them together when they're stacked, if it makes sense. Um, it would add that extra layer into the sandwich. I think that makes sense. But I honestly, I don't worry about the lids because all the test tubes are covered up with tinfoil or whatever you're using to cover them anyways. You know, that's sort of standard practice. So they are literally just, I've just got racks and racks of test tubes with tinfoil on, and they are all labelled, which is one thing I didn't do the first time. I put them all on, and then I was like, "Oh no, what have I done?" And then I go back through and work out what they all were. Um, but yeah, to be honest, I wouldn't see a need for a lid. I think a lid might actually be more disruptive. Taking it on and off, you probably cause more vibrations, picking up the test tube. I don't know. Probably get a lid made. You know, it's simple as that. But I don't need for it at this point in time. But feel free to prove me wrong. You know me, always prove me wrong. I love being proved wrong because it's that I've learned something. Oh dear. I'm gonna have some. Oh, the little one. So that's Evie. We have the lock on in the office right now. She can come in, but she's not very happy with that. So we might hear an Evie in the background. Bless her. Now I've got a question for you, all you ant fans, all you ant lovers. Whilst we've got a few people in the chat, I will answer that in a second. Whilst we've got a few people in the chat, I will ask this question. So we've had a few different flavors of ant candies come out already. We've had the strawberry flavor, we've had mixed berry flavor. They're sort of our staples, and we've also had strawberries and cream. Now we're about to release a whole new flavor shop. It's going to be available just a couple of weeks' time. That's super exciting. Now, I want to ask, whilst there's a lot of people here, what sort of flavors would you like to see on the shop? I've pretty much gone over. I've gone over about 200 different flavors and got them all ready. And we can do 200 different flavors right now, but I'm not going to. I'm going to really tell me what you would like to see as a flavor on the shop, and if it's on my list, it might well be our next flavor after this one coming out. Pineapple. Oh, that is a good one. I do like the pineapple actually. I've tried most of them as well. They're not ant sweets. It's the ant candy sugar syrup stuff. So liquid that you put into the feeders, ants to have the carbohydrates. It also works well with loads of different other inverts, and people have been putting in icing on their cakes and loads of different things, which is really cool. Really, really cool. But yeah, excuse me, just burping. Brussels sprouts. Now, believe it or not, I love Brussels sprouts. Brussels sprouts and ketchup in a sandwich. Cold Brussels sprouts, this is, with ketchup in a sandwich. I absolutely love it. Mango, yeah, we've done mango. Mango is nice. It took a little while to get mango, actually. It's funny because most of it, we found it was sort of almost a standard sort of mix. We had this and we had this, that, and that, whatever. But mango, we found actually, it didn't taste much like mango. It needed a little bit of tweaking on that one, so it was quite an interesting one to do. Having them talk about the lollies that ants in what have ants in lollies. Oh my god, I need to see this. I'm gonna have to look that up later. Did you know? Yeah, I think we might go mango. Actually, that's a very good one. Did you know? Um, did you know you can get weaver ant eggs like in a tin? You can get a tin of egg. Gotta do it, but I was tempted to at one point. It was a bit like, what? Yeah, passion fruit. Have we done passion fruit? It's not one that's jumping out of my head. I might have done a passion fruit and something else. Passion fruit and kiwi, I think it was something like that. I don't know. There's some really interesting flavors. Like I really like bubble gum. Actually, we tried bubble gum one. We're like, oh, that's nice, and it really is like potent as well. You can smell it a mile off. The minute you take that cap off, you're like, whoa, that's bubble gum. It's like the bubble gum from when you were a kid. You know, it's really cool. Check your. Oh right, look after the stream because otherwise the signal goes awful when I do stuff on it. Gotta just like because we are streaming on 3 different platforms, Berman. We do YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook right now, live on all 3. So it is using a lot of the internet power. And not just it uses a lot of my CPU. So yeah, I'll wait until afterwards to check on the Discord. But thank you for that, Simon. That's very helpful. Very helpful. What was I going to say? I cannot remember. Now, that's it. It might not let you share links, but if it might let you, Simon, because I think you're. But if you have a channel, anyone in the chat right now, if you have a channel, have a page or anything, feel free to share your page name or some way to find you. I don't know if you can share links if you're not moderators, whatever, but feel free to share your names. Make sure everyone's following each other's pages. Just do me that little favor. Show some love to each other, you know. You're all obviously here following me, but let's follow each other as well. I just thought I'd chuck that out. Chuck it out? Yeah, that makes sense, yeah. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Dear, oh dear, oh dear. There we go. Thank you, Mantis Garden. Like I say, I like helping other people out, especially if they're like nice people. I would never try and. I don't want to say I'd never help out someone that doesn't deserve it because people do. Okay, okay. Can ants play guitar? Yeah. My initial thought ants, but if you get enough ants covering a guitar, they might make a noise. No, they can't play. They can't play a tune. They would have an awful sense of timing. You know, I just can't see it. Their sense of rhythm is all messed up. Then they'd want to like you get no. I can't see it. Just can't see it. I can't play guitar either. Actually, I'm absolutely rubbish at guitar. I can play a few minuscule bits. I learned a few chords whilst my daughter was learning, but it's the sort of thing that I'd never really been interested in guitar. Being a musician as well is quite a big thing for me because in college when I was doing music degrees, they basically said you can't just be a drummer. You have to play a musical instrument that makes like different tones. And I was like, no, Oh my God. So I ended up actually joining the choir and singing because then I could do it. But I can't take in guitar. I learn it and then the next day it's gone. Whereas drums, I listen to a song 2, maybe 3 times and I've learned it. Maybe a couple more if it's a hard song, but generally most songs are fairly easy. Um, I really enjoyed the drums. Really enjoyed. But again, I don't think ants can play the drums, even if you've got them a tiny little drum kit, tiny little drum kit. I just don't think they've got the rhythm for it. You can see the hands shredding on mini guitars. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I think we might have to employ someone to make miniature guitars. Maybe we'll just make a miniature amp band. You know how they do the flea circus? And they tell you there's fleas and it's just stuff moving mechanically. I think we might have to do that. Yeah, that might be the only way. A bit like one those they do like Steam fairs and stuff. They have the old school music boxes where all the things are playing and it's really audio in the back. I don't know. Now we're on a complete random tangent. I don't even know how we're going to take it back to the ants. Doesn't matter. I do enjoy a good Steam fair. In fact, lucky about that, because not far from me, they hold the Great Dorset Steam Fair, which is an absolutely massive event with like hundreds, if not thousands, of steam engines and like the old steam traction engines, I think they called them, rather than what you know as a steam locomotive. It was like the traction engines that they used on the farms and stuff. And they are super cool. They're as cool as the locomotives, if not slightly cooler, because they really do them out nice. And species I really want. See, I really do love honeypots as well. I did have a colony of honeypots, but eventually we got rid of them and sold them on. Like we do most of our colonies. Is there any ant species I really, to be honest, no. At this point, I'm really quite content with the ants I've got. I've got leaf cutters. I've got this massive colony of polyracus. Well, I've just done my list of what's roughly here. Yeah, I've got so many different ants, so many cool ants and different enclosures, big enclosures as well. I've got hardly any space left. So you know, I've got snakes and tarantulas and jumping spiders and you name it, we've almost got it. You know, not all, but we've got a good selection here. So yeah, I think I'm quite content actually. There's nothing really that like jumps out to me that I really want to get it anymore. The last thing was the leaf cutters, and I got them. Crested gecko, believe it or not, it's not something that I want for myself is geckos, because although they're cool, I don't know, I've never really had that want to go and get one. Something like when I get a pet, it is normally something that I've wanted for quite a while, even when it's like just the millipedes and stuff. It is something I've normally wanted for quite a while. But I've never really wanted a gecko or something. But I say that I never wanted a snake until I was given one. And now I've fallen in love with him. I'm not going to get another one, but I absolutely love Steve the snake. You do not need more mantises, Mantis Garden, because you have a unlimited collection of mantises. Unless you mean in more species, and then fair enough. Yes, you need more mantises. You can never have too many. I mean, how many species of mantis are there? It's not actually one that I know of. Probably, I'm going to say a good few thousand, 8,000 species of mantis, maybe less. I don't know. Mantis Garden, tell me. Probably a lot. There's generally a lot of different species of the same genuses and same types of inverts. Some of them are distinguished by like minor minuscule bits, and they're like subgenus or subspecies of the same species, and they 2,500. So that's not actually that many. Nowhere close to ants or things actually. A few. God, might be losing you on signal. There we go. 2,400 different species. Could you imagine that? So at home, you would have about 5,000 different pots of different mantises. That's absolutely That's absolutely mad. Like, and then you'd have to no. It would be cool. I mean, yeah. Is there any ant species that I should get in? Again, this is a question out for the public. If there's anything that you really want to see on the channel, you let me know, and I will probably be able to arrange it. With me, with my ways. Um, if it's something that you want to see on the channel, yeah, just send me a message and I'll see what I can do. Obviously, I'm not a millionaire. Don't go crazy. Don't go crazy. But if you desperately want to see an ant colony and you can't see it anywhere else, I can probably get it. I can get most things. Yeah, Paul is the one to talk to about geckos. Really, like geckos, frogs, anything amphibian. Paul is the one to go to. Cookie reptiles or cookies reptiles. Sorry. Um, Currently have space for 6,000 mantises. Yeah, but then they'll have babies, and then you'll have like 20 million mantises. I don't know how many babies they have, but it's a lot. It's a lot. And what talk about babies? I just looked over yesterday, and the whole bottom of the snail enclosure is full of eggs again. Now, it wasn't long ago that they bred, like they had a load of snails, so I wasn't expecting them this soon after. It's probably the second one, the other snail laying a batch now, but there was a huge batch of snail eggs, so we are expecting a load more. Your frog's dead, but I have a leopard gecko. Well, no. See, I hate that when animals die. I get really attached to them, and it is sad. Apart from my ants, they die all the time, and I kind of like that one. He's carrying about a dead body now. There's not a lot you could do, especially at a colony this. I expect we probably lose probably 10, 20 ants a day to death just from this colony, but they're probably hatching way more than that. I don't know. There's just so many ants. 30 a day? Oh, well, no, I read that wrong. What? Breed around every 30 days. Okay, so sounds like a marriage then. I shouldn't say that. We're before the watershed. Oh dear, oh dear. Um, anyways, anyways, who's having a barbecue this week? I'm thinking I might have a barbecue this week. I don't know. Change the subject. Yeah, snails are absolutely nuts. The way they lay eggs, huge batches. Yeah, great. It is great because although I do love them going as pets, people take them as feeders, people take them as pets. They do go to homes quite often. It's good to get. I do absolutely love them. I might in fact take some with me on Saturday. Oh, I might do. We'll have to see. We'll have to see. Cane have no idea what to do with it. Oh, cane toad. Not even heard of that one. I don't really know much about amphibians and things like that. My speciality, the thing I know most about is ants. I can talk about ants all day, all night, and all the next day. And, easy. Yeah, I know everything. Or I don't know everything about ants, but you get my point. And then it comes on to amphibians and stuff like that, frogs. I mean, I've got my tadpole over there, and well, I had to ask what I was doing. I haven't a clue, much like with snakes, but I am learning. It's always a learning process, and if you're interested in getting something, you find out. So, Paul, there you go. Paul knows his frogs and stuff. Maybe Paul will help. My birthday on Sunday, so I might ask for my granddad to do a barbecue there. Oh no, happy birthday for Sunday. If you don't come, we do stream on Sundays. It's usually on a Wednesday. We changed last night to tonight because I didn't realise what the time was till like 10 minutes before I was going to start. And that's a massive no-no because I would literally start it and have nothing to talk about. But if you feel like joining us again on Sunday, we are back here 8:30 to do the feeding bit or anti bit, and then I start talking at 9 p.m. every Wednesday, every Sunday. We will be here. It's going to be absolutely great fun. Me chatting away like absolute rubbish and oh dear, oh dear. Um, why is the signal so bad? See, I keep thinking we should have a duck race, but with the signal so awful, I don't know if it's going to like cut out completely. Whenever I get eggs, I feed them to Marie. Yeah, that's it, roast on. I've heard a lot of that. A lot of that is quite a common thing. My first wife was an Aussie, and she banged on about cane toads all the time. Yeah, not a problem, DGC. Did I say that right? DJC, DGC. Is it JG? I am rubbish with the alphabet. Let's just say that now. Dyslexia does not like me. um, in fact, here's something. At Mantis Garden, I went through the website the other day and started doing spell check. Wow, it was bad. And like, I know you like my grammar, so yeah. Call him Dylan, Tom. Okay, I shall call him Dylan. DJC. DJ. Yeah, I'll call you Dylan. Thank you. Okay. Yeah, yeah. I mean, you know, yeah. The grammar's still awful. Don't get me wrong. I'm still working on it. Come on. But it did make me chuckle and think of the Mantis Garden whilst I was there, like finding the spelling mistakes and things like that. You would have went nuts about this. Just a little chuckle to myself. Brilliant. I mean, I don't mean to wind you up, Mantis Garden, Simon, but it does make me chuckle. Thank you very much, buddy. I mean, no rush, you know, is what it is, isn't it? Um, oh dear, dear, oh dear. What else was I going to talk about? Oh, there's not actually an awful lot more to talk about. So I generally write a little list of things to talk about on that list. We start to wrap up the stream because otherwise I go off really, really random tangents and I could end up anywhere, which we don't want to do that really. No, we don't want to do that. I generally get in trouble with my moderators when I do that as well. They can tell. The minute I run out of script, they can tell. And I generally get a text or a message saying, stop, just stop talking, say goodnight. And it's like, yeah, all right. I ran out a long time ago. They can tell. So, you would need a really big key. Yeah, all right. All right. See, Rose Donna, I can understand your spelling. I think it's probably because my spelling's bad. Like we can just sort of you see it and you either know what it says or you don't, and you just sort of work it. Like I do that with my own writing. Like literally, if I write something down, if I go away and come back and look at it, I'm like, oh my god, what did I write down? My hand awful, which was actually really funny considering the positions of authority I held within the council. I was like, they used to get me and be like, oh, can you write this and write that? No, I can't write that. If I write that, you won't be able to read it. I might not be able to read it. And they'd be like, what? I was like, yeah, you're going to have to get in someone else to write it or do it on a computer. Computer is the main thing. Yeah, I it was awful. I used to say I can write it if you want me to, but you won't be able to deal with. Like, what's the point? And what am I hearing? Is that I can hear something? It's either fireworks. No, it's not fireworks. It might be a drone. I don't know. One of my friends has just got a really expensive drone, actually, with a cool camera, and he can go from his house all the way over my house. He could probably look at me through the window, and it might well be him. It might well be him. But yeah, so if you've got anything that you want to talk, ask, please do put it in the before we of the stream. A massive, massive thank you for joining in tonight. Everyone, you've been spectacular fun, as it normally is. But yeah, I've really enjoyed it. I hope you've enjoyed it as well. And yeah, thank you for joining on a Thursday of all days. I mean, out of our normal schedule, but yeah, thanks for joining. It's been great. I said to the wife, if no one turns up, it wouldn't surprise me because obviously rescheduling it, people just don't, might be busy or don't realize, I don't know. But yeah, it's really cool. Really cool. I can hear an Evie trying to break her way into the office again. I'm wondering how long this lock is going to hold. It's a pretty good lock. It's the same ones we used to use at the old house, so they're pretty reliable. But to be honest, you could probably kick your way through that door if you know easier than a paper bag. But the lock's holding it for now. Blame so. Yeah, all right, that's completely fine, Dylan. I'll blame Simon. But thank you for coming in. It's appreciated. I hope you've enjoyed. I say we're here all the time. We chat random. Easy, go away. We chat random stuff, and yeah, it's been good. It's been good, and thank you for your questions as well. I appreciate all the questions. They're always fun to answer. They say I love talking about ants, so it's one of them, you know. Give me a chance to talk about ants, the way set me off and let me go, sort of thing. Yeah, brilliant. I am going to wrap it up now. Honestly, massive, massive thank you everyone for coming in. You're absolutely amazing. I can hear my Evie darling shouting me, so I'm going to have to sort her out. It's nearly 10 o'clock. Uh, Bless her. Thank you massively to my Patreon supporters for supporting me the way they do. Absolutely spectacular and amazing. And thank you to our sponsors as well, Valhalla Martial Arts and Answer Us. Their onward support has meaning that we've been able to continue doing what we do and enjoy doing what we do. Last question, can you have 800 quid? Afraid not. Only if you give me £1,000 first. How about that? That's the deal I'll offer you. But yeah, massive, massive thank you, all of you. But I'm going to love you and leave you. Good night, everyone. I shall see you again on Sunday. Same time as always, 8:30 for the stream and 9 o'clock for chat. So as always from me, I'll see you again soon, Ant fans. Good night and thank you for coming in.